I'm about as real as they come.
All my beats tailored by Joe. Treasure House Digital.
Maserati, Rick in Detroit. Convertible bird in Miami. Graduated summa cum laude. Strip club made a tsunami. Carlton Hines with the ball game. Grateful Edmonds with the snowflakes. Craig Pettis in the M-Town. Sal Magluta with the boat game. Falcone with the cocaine. Like Freeway Ricky with the plug game. Like Monster Cody in South Central. Larry Davis from close range.
The type of money we throwing in these strip clubs, the type of money we spend on these clothes and jewelry and stuff like that, like, that money can be useful.
Which is why he took $30,000 and gave it to the homeless. But it was his approach that got some negative attention. People wanting to know, why did he have to throw the money and not hand it to the people?
More people would have been jumping in line. People wouldn't have been grateful for what they would have got. You know what I'm saying? People probably would have wanted more. It would have been more talking, more. I would have been more time wasted. You know what I'm saying? Than me just throwing up in the air, and I could just go from that spot and go to other people's spot, because I don't want to show favoritism to one spot.
The other issue people had was the man laughing in the background.
Wasn't that the funny about it? You know what I'm saying? It was a moment to smile, but I wouldn't say it was a moment to laugh. You know what I'm saying? But I can't control what another person do.
But what Raylo can control is what he does and who he is. Raylo now lives in a world many of us will never experience, where he says thousands of dollars is tossed on stage to a stripper as part of a game.
It's a competition. Like, whoever throw the most money in the gentleman club that night, that's who's supposed to be the champion of that night.
And one night sitting in the club, Raylo says so much money was on the floor he couldn't see his shoes, which is why he's suggesting a new challenge to his fellow rappers.
I'm challenging every dude in the strip club. Let's not go to the strip club on a Tuesday night. Let's not do Magic City Monday. Let's go do Homeless Monday, Homeless Tuesday, Homeless Wednesday, Homeless Thursday, Homeless Friday, Saturdays and Sundays also. I want to do that. Man, if I can get a couple rappers together, the homeless people wouldn't be homeless no more.
I asked Raylo if he would do this again, and he said he would, but with even more money, he wants to give back to his community. I also spoke with Hosea Williams, Feed the Hungry, who say this is not the way to go about giving money, and there is a better approach.
American Gangster Part 2, nigga. We standing here with this shit, we standing here with this shit, nigga. We got 200,000-300,000 cars still in Pakistan, nigga. American Gangster Part 2, fuck, nigga. Sound cool.
Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar!
Sound cool. Hey, when you can sit out here and throw 30,000-40,000, you ain't gotta worry about your motherfucking partner filling up $9. We're gonna keep doing this shit, nigga. We're gonna keep doing it. All day, fuck niggas. Sound cool. American Gangster Part 2.
Breaking news, a massive raid on a metro area home. We have a team of reporters questioning authorities about the investigation and what exactly they're looking for. Good Wednesday afternoon. I'm Craig Lucy.
Hello, I'm Wendy Corona. We do begin with breaking news, a raid involving federal agents at an apartment complex. We've seen the FBI and ATF. Channel 2's Matt Johnson just arrived on the scene, and Matt, authorities are not saying much.
There's still some crime scene tape up from this raid that happened today, but not a lot of information from several different law enforcement agencies that are investigating this. We do know that they were focusing on one of the upstairs units here at this apartment complex. Neighbors and law enforcement are both being tight-lipped, but we were here at the scene earlier today. Let's show you some of the video that one of our photographers captured. We were here at around 11:30 this morning when federal agents raided an apartment. It happened on the 1100 block of Lucille Avenue in southwest Atlanta. Authorities from the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the ATF were here to help with the investigation. The exact nature of this investigation is being withheld by all the law enforcement agencies we contacted. They can only say that it's ongoing. But back out here live, we've reached out to at least 4 different law enforcement agencies to try to figure out the nature of this investigation, whether any arrests were made or whether any contraband evidence was seized. We're working to gather more information.
We've learned local rapper Rollo is now facing federal charges after a raid at his Southwest Atlanta apartment. Our cameras were rolling today as agents from the FBI and the ATF searched this apartment building on Lucille Avenue. The rapper, whose real name is Terrell Davis, is being held tonight at the DeKalb County Jail. That's where 11 Live's Ryan Kruger is with the latest on this investigation.
Yeah, Vinny, authorities have been pretty tight-lipped on Rollo's arrest ever since he was first picked up on Sunday. And even now, it's not clear what kind of charges he's going to be facing. But we did get a chance to speak with some of his friends, and they're telling us tonight that the man they know is no criminal. If you look at Atlanta rapper Rollo's Instagram page, you'll find several videos and pictures of his yellow sports car. And then take a look at this. Agents from the FBI, the ATF, along with APD, all searching through 2 yellow sports cars at this apartment on Lucille Avenue in Southwest Atlanta. Agents aren't giving details about what they were searching for, but we know they confiscated those 2 cars along with things from Rollo's apartment.
For me as a friend, I don't believe it because I don't see him as the kind of person. I see him as a person to help you.
Harun Wakil is good friends with Rollo. Both of them are devout Muslims, and Wakil says Rollo chose to stay in this small apartment instead of a larger house because he wanted to be closer to the people.
He'll give you the shirt off his back. He's helped me out before. If I'm hurting or something, or if I need some food, he'll come help me.
You never know where they've been.
In fact, we interviewed Rollo back in 2016 after a viral video showed him giving large amounts of money to homeless. It's not clear what crimes the feds are accusing Rollo of committing.
The people can do whatever they want. They can make up charges, but I just don't see him being that kind of person. He helps people. Like I said, he's a good person. He has a big heart.
And Rollo was first arrested on Sunday here in DeKalb County, charged with conspiracy to commit a felony. Now, the local charges have been dropped. That's because the feds have now taken over the investigation. But again, Benny, not clear what kind of charges he's going to be facing in this case. A whole lot for us to keep on working on. Benny?
All right, thanks so much, Ryan.
An Atlanta rapper accused tonight of leading a gang that was allegedly caught trying to move nearly $2 million worth of pot through Metro Atlanta.
11 Alive's Naima Abdullahi has exclusive reaction now from Rollo's team tonight.
Rollo's team tells me he's being targeted and is sitting in jail wrongfully accused. But a federal criminal complaint lays out how investigators allegedly connected Rollo to the operation. Before we dig any deeper into this, let's tell you who 23-year-old Terrell Davis, a.k.a. Rollo, is, if you're not familiar with Atlanta's hip-hop scene. The artist has a huge social media presence and following, with more than 200,000 monthly listeners on Spotify and song collaborations with T.I., 2 Chainz, Future, Gucci Mane, and so many others. And now, criminal complaint alleges the rapper, who's called this apartment complex in Atlanta home, a complex just raided yesterday, is the leader of a gang referred to as Famerica, a name Rollo regularly uses to refer to his music team. But according to the complaint, the investigation dates back to December, when investigators stopped 3 vans leaving Fulton County Airport. Inside one, they allegedly found 520 pounds of marijuana worth about $1 million on the street. Rollo wasn't inside the van, but 3 people arrested were allegedly connected to him, according to investigators. And evidence investigators are now using: an old Instagram post from the next day that refers to $1 million lost. Fast forward to this past weekend, a complaint says a K-9 unit met Rollo's plane after it landed at PDK and found just under $1 million worth of marijuana. Rollo and 8 others were arrested. Tonight, his team still strongly believes he's being targeted because of his faith as a Muslim. They also discredited the Instagram post as evidence, calling it just entertainment. They also point out Rollo owns the complex that was raided and lets people stay rent-free as a way to give back to the community. Naima Abdullahi, 11
Undenied
Alive
for an Atlanta
News.
rapper accused of trying to move almost $2 million worth of marijuana through Metro Atlanta.
The judge says he needs some clarification about whether a previous probation was dismissed before he can consider bond for Terrell Davis, known as Rollo. 11 Alive's Naima Abdullahi was in federal court today for this hearing. Naima?
Right, and Cheryl, before we start, let me just say I just got an exclusive statement from rapper Rollo's record label, and the statement says, quote, Rollo will maintain his plea of not guilty to today's charges. It goes on to say, we hope that he will soon be released to complete his current show schedule, which is scheduled out for the rest of the year. Now, despite the fact that Rollo's bond was denied because of the Fulton County situation and confusion, there were 4 other suspects in the courtroom, and here's a breakdown of everything that happened. A suspect by the name of William Rhodes was granted a $75,000 bond with the following conditions. Make no contact with the rapper Rollo and don't associate with anyone convicted of a felony. Suspect Kevin Harp could possibly get bond soon. The judge just wants to hear from a relative who his attorney says he could live with and help him get a job. Suspect Brenton Mitchell was denied bond because of an active warrant in Douglas County. Today's decision to not give Rollo bond stems from a Fulton County probation that allegedly has been suspended or dismissed. A crowd of supporters outside the courthouse today holding up signs for rapper Rollo. The courtroom too packed to hold all of them. Now, cameras were not allowed in the courtroom, but Rollo, whose real name is Terrell Davis, appeared calm in his orange jumpsuit, talking back and forth with his attorney while they waited for the judge to make a decision. And supporters outside described the rapper as someone who deeply cares about his community and that he bought the apartment complex that was raided by federal agents as a way to help people in the community live there rent-free and that he's not associated with a gang.
We're talking about somebody who actually feeds the community. We're not talking about somebody who out here robbing, killing people.
Fam America is a record label, you know what I'm saying? Despite how they might depict it on TV, you know what I'm saying? Every time people of color get together, it's not a game. Like, we out here doing real business. We got real published works out there, you know, albums. We touring, doing real legitimate business. You know, so that's the facts.
And of course, this case is far from being over. We'll see what the judge's decision is after he gets clarification about the possible active probation in Fulton County. Reporting outside of the federal courthouse, Naima Abdullahi, 11 Alive News.
Yo, we back. It's your boy Pop-A-Lot. Mob ties. We on our way to Georgia with it. Atlanta, the Bluff. All my niggas from the A. Y'all niggas stand up. Y'all niggas get in the comment box. Let it be known. Real GGG shit. Now, the nigga that we gonna cover today is gonna be a guy by the name of Terrell Davis. But everybody know him by the name of Rollo. Fam Goon, Fam America Rollo. Now, a little bit about Rollo. He gonna be an independent or pretty much a rapper on the come up in Atlanta. Been around for a minute in the grind, especially with the music for some years. So anything that he got in the music, he pretty much deserved because he been working at that. Recently signed to Gucci Mane, so a lot of more people probably became aware of him. Some run-ins he had, I'm going to say with Black Youngster, Moneybag Yo, several other people, all words exchanged. But none of that is what made him on Mob Ties. He probably, a lot of people say he could have been on Mob Ties before the unfoldings of the past weeks because it's pretty much fresh. First time, really, I want to say I heard about Rollo was on a Future song. Can't remember which one, but Future was pretty much saying he had the dog food like Rollo. Rollo had an interview. I guess I just seen the shit, but Rollo had an interview with Officer Vlad where he was disclosing that he made $12 million selling heroin. He left the game with $3 million. A lot of people from Atlanta might know a little complex that he owned that they call Pakistan. Well, turns out the authorities are trying to charge Rollo with running a gang. Pretty much, running a gang, conspiracy to commit felonies. And they're going to say that they was trailing him since December of 2017 when they stopped a van with estimated $1 million worth of marijuana in it with some guys that was tied to Rollo. Rollo went on Instagram several times, like showing himself going through like customs, getting searched by police. He even went on Instagram and wanted to post saying he'd never fly with drugs. So some people are saying that was just to throw the officers off. Some people saying maybe he might not know nothing about nothing. But that's me or you or not the federal judge in the case. We seen that his bail was denied. I had to get him up to here. Really pretty much to see what y'all think. Want y'all niggas to get in the comment box. Let it be known. Real G shit, if you know anything about the story, if you know anything about anything, y'all niggas get in the comment box. Yeah, let it be known. Make sure y'all hit the bell, hit the subscribe button. Y'all follow me on Instagram, Twitter. It's your boy Popalot, POP_A_LOT. Y'all get at me, let me know if whatever. I'm out here. So y'all stay tuned for some more real G shit. It's your boy Pop. Mob ties.
Atlanta rapper Rollo is facing federal charges after his apartment was raided by multiple agencies on Wednesday. Rollo, whose legal given name is Terrell Davis, is facing 2 federal counts of possessing with intent to distribute marijuana. Along with Rollo, a federal affidavit also stated William Rhodes, Brenton Mitchell, Antoine Morrison, Quintavis Scott, Bilal Muhammad, Michael Honeycutt, Christian Harp, and Shankwood Potts knowingly and intentionally combined, conspired, confederated, agreed and had understanding with each other to violate the law. The federal affidavit stated that Rollo is the leader of the criminal street gang Famerica as well as being a rapper. It stated that at direction, gang members sell drugs and firearms and engage in other traditional gang activities. According to the complaint, the investigation into the rapper dates back to December 2017, when investigators stopped 3 vans leaving Fulton County Airport. Inside one, investigators said they found 520 pounds of marijuana, worth about $1 million on the street. While Rollo himself wasn't inside the van, the 3 people arrested were allegedly connected to him. The evidence against him, investigators allege, includes an old Instagram post from the day after the drugs were found in which the rapper refers to $1 million lost. And this past weekend, the complaint stated, a K-9 unit met Rollo's plane after it landed at PDK Airport in DeKalb County and found under $1 million worth of pot. Rollo and 8 others were arrested because of it. 11 Alive's Nima Abdullahi spoke exclusively to the rapper's team, who told her they believe the 23-year-old is being targeted, adding the complex raided is owned by He Rapper, where he lets people stay rent-free. A federal judge is holding off on a final bond decision for an Atlanta-based rapper pending more information in the case. But in the meantime, Hess sitting in jail. Rollo, 23, whose legal name is Terrell Davis, is facing 2 federal counts of possession with intent to distribute marijuana. A federal affidavit also listed several others who, along with Davis, knowingly and intentionally combined, conspired, confederated, agreed and had an understanding with each other to violate the law. So many people were in the courtroom on Tuesday that people had to stand in the hallway to await an update. During court proceedings, prosecutors argued that undercover officers bought drugs and weapons at the apartment complex that Rollo owns several units of. They also outlined the charges for 3 other associates connected to last week's raid, including Kevin K. Harp, William Chaos Rhodes and Brenton O.G. Mitchell. The judge said paperwork showed that Rollo has an active probation in Fulton County and he can't make a decision on whether grant bond or not until he knows, in fact, that probation was suspended. That's actually what his attorneys claimed during the court appearance. The federal affidavit stated that Rollo, in addition to being a rapper, is the leader of the criminal street gang Famerica. It stated that at direction, gang members sell drugs and firearms and engage in other traditional gang activities. Cameras were not allowed in the courtroom but a rally for the rapper was held outside across the street from the courthouse. People came out to support the rapper who attorneys in the courtroom described as an accomplished performer who takes care of his family and community. But the state used several of his Instagram posts as evidence against him. His attorneys countered that the posts of large amounts of money and guns were solely used as props for music videos and that a gun found in the home was registered to his mother. It was also brought up in the courtroom that Rollo made a phone call from jail, since his arrest, telling someone he did not commit a real crime, that no one was killed and that investigators did not have a real case against him. The state argued that if he received bond, he had the resources to run, but his attorneys said that wouldn't happen because he didn't have a passport. Judge Alan Baverman listened to both sides and said that once he gets clarity from Fulton County that Rollo's probation was, in fact, suspended, he'll consider reviewing the possibility of setting a bond for the rapper. Judge Baverman said the paperwork that was in front of him did not reflect that the probation was suspended. Famerica Records released the following statement to 11 Alive. Rollo will maintain his plea of not guilty to today's charges. We ask for continued prayers and appreciate the outpouring of love from everyone, family and friends included. Rollo will continue to work to be the best artist and entertainer and community leader that he is. We hope that he will soon be released to complete his current show schedule and get back to work with compliance to any restrictions implied. 11 Alive spoke to Rollo's friends who are associated with his record label. They said the allegations of gang activity and drug possession are false and they're hoping he gets out soon. For more information, please follow the link below the video.